What's going on YouTube? This is DestinyHeroic. What I wanted to do today was just a combo exhibition of the Vylon deck. Vylons are a little known archetype that came out of the Hidden Arsenal and the Dual Terminal series. And they're typically overlooked, and the point of my doing this, I wanted to have people just kind of broaden their horizons and just think about other archetypes that aren't being played, and let me show you just like what some of them are capable of. So with Vylons, there's a lot of special summoning, a lot of searching, and the way I have this built, you can go off first turn and basically set up the entire game from the first turn. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the main combo, and based on the feedback I get, if I get like a lot of good comments, a lot of likes, that kind of thing, then I'll post the deck list. And I should like to mention that this deck uses a lot of dual terminal 6 cards, so as of right now it is not legal to play in organized play, but you can still build it, you can still play it on Dueling Network. And when Hidden Arsenal 6 comes out in the summer, you'll be able to play it then. So I'll just get right to it. Basically, your God hand opening turn. This is assuming you're going first and your opponent does not have like effect failures or anything like that. So your God hand is this. So you got 2 equips, Vylon Element, Royal Decree, Vylon Cube, and Trident Warrior. So this is a blast from the past, huh? So what you would do is first you would normal summon Trident Warrior. His effect is when he's normal summoned, you can special summon a level 3 from your hand. So you special summon Vylon Cube. And you synchro summon level 7. We'll do Vylon Delta. Cube's effect is when he's when you use him for a synchro material for a light synchro monster, you search your deck for an equip card. And we will do that. We will be searching for Rod of Silence Chaos. Oldie. But this is the linchpin to the deck. So we are going to equip Chaos to Vylon Delta. So what Chaos does is it'll boost his defense up to 3,300. Just boost defense by 500. We don't care about that. The other effect that it does is any spells that target it are destroyed. Now it's crucial to understand that the activation of the spell is not negated. The spell resolves, but then it's immediately destroyed. So it basically turns your monster into Gearfried the Iron Knight. So what we're going to do now is play Vylon Element. What happens with Element is whenever a Vylon equip is destroyed, you special summon a Vylon Tuner from the deck, but you can only use it for synchro summoning if you synchro summon a Vylon monster. So first thing we're going to do is play a Vylon equip. This is Vylon Filament, and target Vylon Delta. So obviously, Chaos is going to destroy it right away. All Vylon equip spells have the effect of when it's destroyed, you search for a Vylon spell. So we're going to search for another Vylon Filament. And Vylon Element is going to activate because an equip was destroyed. We're going to summon Vylon Prism. And then we're going to do it again. Play the second Filament, targeting Delta. We will get another Filament right here. Summon another equip, or another tuner. That's another thing too. This summons a Vylon Tuner, not a Vylon monster. I'm sorry if I wasn't clear on that before. So we got another Vylon Prism, and we're going to do it again. We're going to get we've gone through 3 filaments, so we're going to get Vylon Material this time. And our next tuner is going to be another Vylon Prism. So at this point, the combo gets you can diverge from what I'm doing, but in a couple months, when we get the right cards, you'll be able to do a triple rank 4 overlay. But for our purposes right now, we'll say, well, what I'm going to do is say I don't have the card, but say theoretically this is going to be Shockmaster. So you do Shockmaster is a rank 4 that we're getting, that the Shonen Jump Alpha members are going to be getting in the next few months, and you overlay 3 level 4 monsters, and then once per turn you detach a monster and you call Spell Trapper Monster, and until your next turn, the kind of card that you call cannot be played, cannot be activated. So we're going to say that's a Shockmaster. I'll just get a placeholder for that. And we're going to continue our combo. So we're going to equip Delta again. It's going to be destroyed. We're going to search our deck for another Vylon material, special summon another tuner. This time we're going to get Vylon Cube. We're going to play the spell again. Get a material, summon another tuner. This time we are going to summon Vylon Tetra. And so we've got 1 extra monster space, so we're going to play the spell again. This time we're going to search Vylon Matter. We're not going to get an equip spell. And our tuner is going to be another Vylon Cube. So we're just going to leave that. And so what we can do now is we've got a level 7 Vylon, a level 1 tuner, and a level 2 tuner. We can synchro summon for Vylon Omega. Vylon Omega requires 2 tuners and a Vylon non-tuner. He's level 10. And what's going to happen is when he's synchro summoned, he's got a mandatory effect that happens when he synchro summons, and then we're going to stack on top of that 2 optional effects, 1 and 2. When these guys are sent to the graveyard, you can pay 500 life points and equip them to a monster on your field. So we're going to resolve in reverse. Pay 500 equip, pay 500 equip, all to Omega. And then Omega's effect will go off, destroying anything on the field that was originally normal summoned or set. That would be nothing on our field, so nothing happens. It still occupies a chain link, though. So, Vylon Tetra's effect when he's equipped. If Vylon Omega would be destroyed, you can destroy that instead. And Sphere's effect is you can send him to the graveyard and grab an equip spell that's in the graveyard and attach it to the monster Sphere was attached to. So we're going to do that. Sphere goes to the graveyard, and we are going to attach Vylon Filament. Vylon Omega's effect, once per turn, he can select a Vylon monster and equip it to him from the graveyard. So we're going to equip the Sphere that we just sent to the graveyard, use Sphere's effect again, and we're going to equip Vylon Material. Material just boosts him up to 3,800. So he's a beast. Get a load of this guy. He's got 3,200 attack. So Vylons, the reason we summon this guy is his effect is during either player's turn. If a monster effect is activated, we can send one of his equips to the graveyard. Send, not destroy. So send and negate and destroy the monster effect. So at this point, we are pretty much set up. It's a big field, but we're set up. So if this were Shockmaster, at this point we detach and call spells. So neither player can play spells anymore until the next turn, until my next turn. And then I've got Decree, so I'm going to set Decree. And then you say go. Your opponent cannot play monster effects because you've got triple negation. They can't play spells because of your Shockmaster. and they can play traps, but they have to set them, and when they end your turn, you're flipping up Royal Decree. So by the time your turn rolls around again, you'll probably want to do Shockmaster right away and call spells again, and everything's sealed off. So you'll attack for 23, attack for 38. So a couple turns of that kind of combination, and your opponent's done. So obviously we don't have Shockmaster yet, so with these level 4s, you can always go into Utopia, Utopia Ray. You can do Roach if you want, but there aren't a lot of level 5s being played anymore. So Roach is not as good. But when you're bringing out your tuners at the beginning, you can do, instead of bringing out Vylon Prisms, you can bring out more cubes. They're level 3. So you can do rank 3 overlays. You can do a rank 3 overlay for your Zen mains or your Leviathan Dragon or whatever it is you want to do. I'm going to do a Leviathan Dragon. So you got a 25 beater, a 38 beater, and if they try to do a monster effect, you can just send the equip, and at the beginning of your turn, you just activate him. Equip Sphere again, use Sphere's effect, and equip the spell you just ditched to the graveyard. So it costs you nothing, you get a free negation. If you've got Shockmaster, you can pretty much paralyze their spells. If you have Decree, you can stop their traps. So some of the weaknesses of this deck, obviously, if you're doing a lot of searching, you will not be able to do anything if their first play, if they go first and they drop a Thunder King, you will not be able to do anything. So that's a challenge to this deck. This deck right now is by no means tier 1, but it's a deck that I think people should be considering instead of just panning over it. A lot of people didn't get any Hidden Arsenal 5 because they didn't think anything good was in it. Most of this Vylon deck was in that set, and Hidden Arsenal 6 has Vylon Omega in it. Vylon Delta right now came from Storm of Ragnarok. It's like a $2 card, and he's actually pretty good. If you don't have all the pieces of your combo, like if you're missing the equips, you can special summon this guy in defense mode, and each turn during your end phase, this guy's in defense mode, you add an equipped spell card to your hand. So if you brought him out with the Trident Warrior Cube play, and Cube added a spell to your hand, you're searching for another spell in the end phase. So it really cost you nothing in terms of hand presence. But in this day and age, putting a big monster on the field isn't really a guarantee that you're safe for the turn with Inzectors and stuff out there. So in terms of like hand traps and stuff, we're going to be running Effect Veilers and stuff in case you don't get your Vylon Omega out on the first turn. And if you don't have the Trident Warrior Cube, you can do the same thing with some different cards. Summoner Monk, discarding a spell to get your Vylon Prism is a level 4, or a level 8 Synchro Summon. So you can get this guy. This is Vylon Epsilon. He is basically a scrap dragon. He can send an equip that's attached to him to the graveyard to destroy a monster your opponent controls. He's got 2800 attack. And if you go for that, and you have enough equips, and you already have Chaos, you can equip it to him. Any equips attached to this guy can't be targeted by Vylon Epsilon's effect. So this is safe, not that it's really an issue. But then if you have your element and a bunch of equips, you can start your loop this way. And instead of going for a sphere and a tetra, you just go for 2 spheres. So 8, 9, 10. That's Vylon Omega. So that's the deck. That's the main combo. There's a couple different ways you can do it. Like I said, there's it's a kind of new deck, so I want to get some kind of feedback on it. I'd like to see different versions of this deck if anybody else is thinking about it. I'd like to see feedback. I'd like to see likes, dislikes, and if I get enough positive feedback, like if there's enough interest in this deck, then I'll post the deck list. Otherwise, just tell me what you think, and check out my other videos. Subscribe while you're at it, and thanks for watching. Peace.